These are notes for 2.2, Math 251, Part 1. Again, you may not be able to see this whole thing on this video. You're just listening from my audio, and hopefully you look at the attachment that I've given you. Now, the print is kind of small. You might see me move my head in every now and then, but that's the best we can do. And again, this was the original assignment. We're throwing out all the evens. Going to shorten the assignment, just get the bare minimum for what we need to, because of our difficult situation now. So we're skipping all the evens. We're just going for the odds. So here I'm going to try to show you number 5. Here's a graph. Okay, so part A, it says the limit as x approaches 1. Okay, and there's no plus or minus sign there, so it's two-sided. So if I approach 1 either from the left or from the right, the y values are near 2. So the answer to A would be 2. Part B, limit x approaches 3, that minus sign means we're approaching only from the left. So if I approach 3 only from the left side over here, then the y coordinates seem to be near 1. So the answer to B is 1. Okay, you don't really care what happens right at the value of 3. You're just getting close to it. The minus sign means you're coming from the left. Okay, here there's x approaches 3 coming from the right. So you're approaching 3 from the right side. So x approaches 3 from the right. The y values are up near here, so that would be 4. So the answer to C is 4. And then for D, limit as x approaches 3. That's a two-sided limit. You're coming from both the left and the right. But there the limit does not exist, because if I come from the left, the y values are down here at 1. But if I come from the right, the y values are up at 4. So that means the two-sided limit does not exist. There's no symbol there. So again, the minus sign means you're only coming from the left. The plus sign means you're coming only from the right. And no symbol means it's two-sided. However, f of 3, part E, that's the usual. Right smack dab at 3, not a little bit to the left, not a little bit to the right. You're exactly at x equals 3. What's the y coordinate? Well, there's a dot right here. And whereas here it looks like it's 3. So the answer to part E is 3. The answer to D is does not exist. Okay, here's number 7. Okay, so number 7, the graph goes down like that and comes up like that. There's a dot here and continues on to there. So find each of the following. Okay, A, limit as t approaches 0 from the left. So we're only coming from the left side, and the y values are near here. So that looks like -1. So the answer to A is -1. Part B, limit as t approaches 0 coming from the right. So you're only approaching t equals 0 from the right side, and the y values are down here. So that looks like it's -1. And then C asks for the two-sided limit. How do you know it's two-sided? There's no plus, there's no minus. But again, coming from the left and right, we got different values. Coming from the left, the y values were near -1. Coming from the right, the y values were -2. So the answer to C is does not exist. You can abbreviate DNE for does not exist. Okay, then part D, t approaches 2 from the left. So we approach 2 from the left side. We're coming here. So the y values are near 2. So the answer is 2. For part E, the limit as t approaches 2 from the right side. So as I approach 2 from the right side, the y values are here. And whereas here, that looks like it's 0. And then F, again, is a two-sided limit. So t approaches 2. There's no symbol. So coming from both sides, again, the limit does not exist. You can put DNE because we don't have the same value from the left as from the right. Okay. Part G, G of 2. So right smack dab at 2, not a little bit to the left, not a little bit to the right, right exactly at 2. What's the y coordinate? It looks like it's 1. And then H, limit as t approaches 4 of G of t. So as I approach t equals 4, well, both on the left and the right sides up near here. So whereas here it looks like it's 3. So the answer to the last one, H, is 3, the two-sided limit. Whether I'm coming from the left side or the right side, the y values are very near 3. Right, so that's notes from 2.2, part 1.